This week in gaming, we're breaking down the best trailers of SGF and Xbox Showcase because this is the Nerd Cave Newz, and I'm your host, Zach Dykes, joined by my good friend and co-host, Derek Daniel, and my special guest, Bo Knows Gaming. Bo,
you get a bonus tonight, guys.
Yeah. Bo, welcome to the stream. Derek, welcome to the stream. How you guys doing tonight?
Bo, you're the guest. I'll let you go first.
No, beauty before age. I insist, Derek. You go first.
Fair enough. No, I'm doing good. You know, just enjoyed my last 2 days off from work. Being able to rest, relax, play some video games, and after working 6 days in a row, so it was nice to get some personal time for myself.
I like it. Yeah, it is a full house tonight. Bo,
Yeah.
How about you?
Look, I'm doing pretty well. I went to the doctor today, and I had a tube put in my eardrum because I've had fluid on my ear since February, and I haven't been able to hear out of my ear. So my ear's a little bit sore, but other than that, I'm doing really well. And I can hear better than I could this morning, so that's a good sign.
There you go. There you go. I'm glad that you're able to hear more.
It's that radio ear, I think, is what they call it.
Radio ear? What is that?
I feel like it's like a buildup of fluid, or like after you hear have headphones against you consistently for so long.
Well,
I do have headphones on a lot.
If that's true, then so. I am up the creek. Welcome, Silly Millie, Aaron Sunday. Hope you're doing well. And Michael, what's up? What's up? Hope you're all doing well tonight. We are going to be watching a ton of trailers. If you are on the vertical stream, we're so glad that you're here, and we're excited to be able to discuss all of these awesome trailers. But if you're on the vertical stream, you're going to be missing out. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest, because all of the trailers are going to get shown on the horizontal stream. So. Silly Millie, Aaron, all of y'all over on the vertical side, you definitely want to go check out the horizontal stream so you don't miss out on anything. Same thing, Angel, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well tonight. Guys, we got a great show. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit subscribe and go check out Bo's channel, Bo Knows Gaming. He got a Nintendo Switch 2, and he threw it against the wall and said, "This is not any good. What is this stick drift? What is this stick drift, Nintendo?"
He did the GameStop thing and stapled his receipt to the screen.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I was going to say, side note, Bo, I don't know if you watched any of the show last week or saw clips, but Zach literally it was someone in our chat brought it up to mine and Zach's attention. And I said, please don't I bet you it's GameStop. Zach looked it up and he started chuckling, which as always means that whatever you say is right. And I was like, how far every day we stray further from grace.
It was a GameStop in New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was just one and not all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that it was only one. Welcome to the stream, Nate. Hope you're doing well. Bo, give me 1 minute impression. We did also share your video last week of your unboxing and your first impressions, but you've had it about a week now. What are your 30,000 foot thoughts on the Switch 2?
I think it is great. I think it's a great successor. It feels to me like the next generation of Switch console. Okay. So there's a lot of people that I think are complaining because it's not up to PS5 and Series X standards. And I don't get that. Because
Nintendo's never been about power, that it's been about enjoyability.
Yeah, it really does feel like a better Switch in just about every way. I think the sticks feel better. I think it's more comfortable to hold just because it's bigger, even though it's not more ergonomic per se. It is larger, and so it is easier to hold, I think, for longer periods of time. The screen looks really good. It doesn't have those deep blacks like the OLED Switch does, but what's there looks really, really nice. The color saturation and things is a lot better than the original Switch. It runs really well. I mean, even some older Switch titles that didn't get patches still are running better and loading faster. Frame rates are more solid, and frame pacing and stuff's more solid, and there's less resolution drops. So even your older library all runs better on the new Switch, and it really does feel like I said, there's not very many games, so I get the Tears of the Kingdom upgrade, and I got Mario Kart World. I think that there's a lot of little things, little like nuanced things in Mario Kart World that make it look a lot better than Mario Kart 8. Like the way that the wheels like squish and stuff, and the shocks on each side, like they move differently when you go over stuff. So, and I don't know, there's just a lot of little things like that you have to like pay attention to the details. But it definitely is stuff that the original Switch could not have done. And so, I think it's worth it. And I think that as we move, further into the generation, you'll be able to see even more how it's improved and how it's better. Yeah,
I love that, because a lot of people are wondering, is it worth the money? Even Nate brought up this. Brute Walmart had a Switch 2 in stock either Saturday or Sunday when I was there, but I don't want to buy one right now. And I feel like a lot of people are on, like, I've got some pretty hardcore Nintendo fans that I work with, and they're like, yeah, there's not a lot to play right now, so I'm not going to put my money there. Yeah.
Can I comment on that too? I've heard that a lot online as well. And that's true if you are also a PC gamer, or if you're also a Sony pony or whatever, and you've already played a lot of these ports on something else, there's really not much there for you. But if you are a Nintendo only person and you've never had a chance to play any of these things, there's actually a pretty big library of launch titles and stuff to catch up on.
Specifically the retro stuff too, right?
Well, there's a lot of retro stuff. There's a lot of GameCube stuff that just launched if you want to subscribe to that. But I just mean like the ports like Cyberpunk and Split Fiction and Hitman. The Hitman trilogy is on there. There's a lot of different things that weren't on the original Switch because it was just impossible to run. So if you don't have another console, and there's a lot of people who don't, they just game on one thing, So I think there's a lot there for them, and there's a wide variety of stuff for those people. So I really think that it doesn't have anything to play right now argument is, it depends on who you are. Very much depends on who you are.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. That's the argument for every new console generation. People want yes, like to your point, Bo, like for the ones you missed out on, like if they get ported over to the new system that run stronger and whatnot, cool. Yes, you have stuff to play that you missed out on the last time around. But for the people who are saying that there's not much to play are the ones that want the brand new, the fresh, the new code, the reasons to get that not old stuff is old type thing. But it's like, it's the same with every generation. Let's be like the Xbox One, PS4 had that problem. The PS5, Series X and S had that problem. It's like the people who are like us, who only have limited times to play, will find something to play regardless.
I mean, there was like, something like 30 launch titles for it. So it's somewhere around that number. And so it's like, when you think about it that way, historically, consoles only have about 5 titles that they launch with. And this has a lot more, but it's just mostly ports. There's not really much from Nintendo right out of the gate.
Right.
And I think that's disappointing to some people, but that stuff will come. And I've heard some people say, I'm going to wait for the Switch OLED, and then there'll be a bigger library of stuff to play. And I'm kind of thinking you can do that. That's like, whatever you want to do is fine.
Right.
But then you're going to have an automatic backlog of like 3 to 4, maybe even 5 years worth of games that you're going to have to catch up on if you want to wait for the OLED, because there's no guarantee when that will come out. It's not going to be next year.
Yeah,
it'll be at least 3 years down the line, probably.
Yeah,
so
it took a while for the OLED to come out, because we kept like, oh, it's going to be Switch Plus, and it's going to be like this, and then they dropped the OLED.
Was it fall of 2022 or 23? I think it was 22 when the OLED came out. Fall of 22. So that's like 5 years, 5.5 years after the Switch launched.
Yeah.
So you might be waiting a while
21.
for that OLED. Oh, it was 21. I thought it was a little later. So 4.5 years. That's still a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hefty amount of time. And I think for me is when we start seeing the next 3D Mario, we start seeing, a little bit more of that kind of stuff. Like Donkey Kong does look really good. And
I'm
I feel
excited
like
about Donkey Kong.
I feel like that might be where you're getting Donkey Kong, so we're not getting Mario right now, Mario 3D.
Right.
But for me, having an Xbox Series X, a PlayStation 5, a PC, a Steam Deck, and a Switch One, it's like I'm kind of good right now on that. But do I want one? Yeah. If someone like knocked to my door and be like, "Hey, here's a Switch 2," I wouldn't be like, "Get that out of here, get off my lawn,"
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about Donkey Kong and Metroid Prime. Those are both coming this year, and so there's that to look forward to. Donkey Kong is like a month away, about a month away. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. I don't regret buying it. Mario Kart World has been really fun so far. And I think there's a couple of games still in my backlog on Switch that I think this is going to be like, okay, yeah, now's the time to play those.
Princess Peach, Showtime.
Actually, no, the second Mario and Rabbids, I forget what it's called, but the second one, I loved the first one. I loved it. And I bought the second one, but I've never played it. So I really want to play that now. There's even been some rumors, or the director, he hinted that they might be bringing a Switch 2 patch to that. So so that would be cool to see as well.
Yeah. Nate says, probably talk about it later, which we will, but I want the Xbox ROG Ally, but it's probably going to be pricey too. So maybe they'll put Game Pass on the Steam Deck. There's a way to get Game Pass on your Steam Deck, but you can't install, which kind of sucks. You have to literally stream it and everything. But the ROG Ally looks dope, and we definitely will be chatting about that because I'm super excited about that. So, without further ado, we've got 16 trailers that we're going to be jumping in tonight. If you're over on the vertical stream, make sure to come and check us out over on the horizontal stream. We've got SGF content. We've got the Xbox showcase. Last week we talked about PlayStation's showcase. So we've got a lot of cool stuff. If you've missed any of this, please go watch like the trailers. Like, don't watch the actual showcases because SGF has a lot of like wasted time, in my opinion.
Right.
Xbox's was pretty tight though. It was like an hour, and then we're out. But I'm excited. So without further ado, let's jump into our first trailer tonight. Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver has been announced, and I am so flippin' stoked because I love the Wu-Tang Clan. So let's jump into this trailer.
This one we gotta protect. We cannot choose where people's dreams get snatched up out here.
Find Inspector Deck, find Rizzo, find Master Kill, find Jizzle, find Method, find Rico, you find Calico, find Ghostface Killer.
Ghostface Killer
is the Wu-Tang Clan.
Find them.
I like the sword. That music, y'all.
Okay. All right.
I love that they're bringing in the music too.
Yeah. Wu-Tang ain't nothing to mess with.
They're not anything to mess with. So, thoughts on the Wu-Tang Clan game?
Of course, we didn't see, but also we didn't see a lot of gameplay. But with that little snippet at the end that we saw looked cool. I kind of vibed with the flow of it. I do like this. I do like, all you have to do is just show the faces of the Wu-Tang Clan, and that's pretty much is self-explanatory. Also, though, I'd like to know if this is going to be, with the title Rise of the Deceiver, it's like, are you going to battle the Wu-Tang Clan? You know what I mean? Is it going to be like Suicide Squad kill the Justice League? Like, are you taking out the Wu-Tang Clan? I don't know. It's from this, obviously, you're taking out like robot samurai or robot, ninjas, it looks like. So I don't know. I need to see more to get an official opinion,
Yeah.
but just the bringing the Wu-Tang IP to video games is interesting in itself.
Yeah, the 36 Chambers of Death, you know. Now, Bo, I don't know if you're a Wu-Tang Clan aficionado by any stretch of the imagination. You know, Killer Bees on the Swarm, anything?
I know nothing about this.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. I have no opinion. The art style looks pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Looks like it's pretty early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So-
definitely looks early.
It could change a lot still, you know. I don't know. Maybe it's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited because like we're getting the mix, because anyone that knows, anyone that doesn't know, like the Wu-Tang Clan like took a lot of inspiration from like old kung fu movies and everything,
Mhm.
and I feel like we're going to be getting a lot of that within this, you know, so I'm excited to see where this goes. The music, seeing Ghostface Killer, because normally we see like RZA doing
yeah.
something outside of just like music and all of that, but I'm hoping that we get like, you know, of course this is Ghostface Killer, but OTB, you know, Method Man, like I hope we're getting like a lot of them like actually in the game and everything. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it, but it does look like it's going to be probably 2026 late at the
Yeah, I'll say
earliest.
late 26, early 27.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what the tracks are and everything. I love that like floating, like Shaolin temple thing.
Yeah.
I
Does it
think
have
it's
kind
gonna
of
be
a stop motion sort of look to it.
dope. It does have kind of a.
Stop anim. What do you call it? Stop animated motion, or what is that
Yeah.
called? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like the Spider-Verse
Yeah,
kind of like it's
It-
got like a few like 12 frames per second.
a
instead of
little bit,
24.
just a little bit reminds me of Hi-Fi Rush, just a little bit.
Mm, yeah.
That kind of feel to it. Just that short little clip that they showed of the gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, could be cool.
Yes. Go wish list it if you want. It's on
Mhm.
Epic Store and Steam right now. Hopefully, we'll be getting some console stuff. But let's move into our next trailer. It is Stranger Than Heaven. Is Ryo ga Gotogo's
Ryo
RGG's
Gakatoko's.
yeah, official name of Project Sentry. You know, Derek, I'm great with names. Okay,
Yeah,
everybody?
especially if it's anime names. You know,
Yeah.
you're just the best.
Anything with a Japanese name, I'm right there. I crush it every time. So let's check out this one. And I was pretty stoked about it. I'm curious what y'all are going to think about it.
Like a little jazz club.
It looks good. I love the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay.
$1943, y'all.
Which it almost kind of looks like a Neo 1943 with some of the city design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay.
Again, like the Yakuza.
Dude got ops. Oh, okay. Oh.
There's no mercy. There's
No.
no mercy. Okay.
Got a name?
Tie some cement shoes to him and throw him in the river, eh?
Daito. A Jap then, huh?
Don't I look like one?
You're not? So, what are you then?
Sana. 俺が知りてえや。
Okay.
I'm actually pretty excited about this game.
It does, like, real ever since, like, yes, I know they were known as the Yakuza studio for the longest period, but ever since they branched out and changed the Yakuza formula, gotten more serious about like the IPs they put out rather than just put the same one with the next number in it, and then doing Judgment as well, and like some other stuff. Like Ryo Gakutoku is like finding their stride and like proving themselves as to be like a major Japanese publisher. So this screen, like the choice whether to show him Mercy or not, like the investigator, this looks like Judgment mixed in with I know Judgment had like more of the Yakuza combat in it as well, but just to like have more of a mix of Judgment, like with the detective and the analytical work to it, but also have like it looks like more of a brutal like street brawl combat than it does like martial arts or like, you know, just like your typical street fight from the Yakuza games. So this definitely has me intrigued as well. Like as someone who's like, I know I just gushed about some of their properties, but I haven't had a chance to actually properly play any of them or give them a shot. But I do want to check this one out when it does release. I think it's next year sometime, I want to say. I don't know if it has a release year, but this definitely looks again, as far aside from like the combat aesthetic, this definitely looks like the most unique IP they've done aside from like their other properties that they've done, you know, since.
Yeah, in the time period, like it being like,
because it's always been like modern day.
Yeah. And like having it like right around World War II and all of that, like I'm sure that's going to come into play. But what do you think about it?
I like when they give you that the choice of showing Mercy or not, like going in and like where you get to choose how to take people down, rather than just knock them out or you know, actually take them out. So I kind of like getting those choices along the way on your little adventure, but also I don't know, 43 seems almost too late for this, but I guess that works. Feels more like a 20s thing to me for some reason, but it's also Japan, so it might be different there, you know. So, and then all those neon lights look like too late for. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The art style is cool. The trench coat, the hat, it looks cool. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
all the fog, like the smoke and the fog everywhere that he goes.
Well, even like as the people were like running past him, like they were kicking up dirt and everything, and like, I'm
not sure how you are still standing after you get a Molotov cocktail thrown in your face like that, but
hey, he's not just a normal person.
That's what it alludes to. He's not sure what he is.
Yeah. Which I'm curious if this is going to be like in real world or if this is going to be like some alternate universe, which would explain some of the neon. And
that's what it looks like to me, is like an alternate timeline or something.
So I'm excited for Stranger Than Heaven. Everything that Derek has said about it, you know, I 1,000% agree, and only can't wait to see more of it. And of course, we don't show Mercy here at the Nerd Cave.
No,
Bo's over here like, oh,
I do.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have me on more often. I know.
Yeah.
Well, we need balance because Zach never shows Mercy.
Yeah, very Jedi mentality, and that is not the way.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Speaking of the way, Onimusha Way of the Sword gets a new trailer showing more slashy combat. You like that little transition right there?
Yeah.
Y'all welcome. Y'all are welcome. Here we go.
This isn't hell or my world. What is this place?
Okay. Oh.
You don't have a chance.
They look like the crab people from Davy Jones's.
Yeah. Oh.
The breaking of like reality right there.
Right.
Pretty dope.
Pick your battle, piggy.
Okay, get rocked, man.
Musashi! We both want the same thing, Musashi. But there's only room for one at the top. And it won't be a coward who runs from jewels. Words never did work between us, did they?
Sasaki Ganyu.
That villain he was fighting seems like a mix of Orochimaru and the old Jedi that they found from Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
And Highlander.
Yeah.
There
There can be only one.
Oh, I wonder if she's going to be the heir of that game.
Won't know until she gets stabbed.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That game's forever old.
I know.
It's like if you I've never even played them and I knew that.
But integrate, but remake is out or and rebirth is out. We can't spoil it for those people.
Whatever. They should
I
have.
know.
They should have. All right.
Zombie samurais.
Yeah, like they look, I'm saying they look so much like Davy Jones's like people on his ship.
From the Pirates 3.
Yeah, like is it Stranger Tides?
On Stranger Tides or at World's End. No, at World's End, I think it is.
Yeah.
And this like Minotaur looking thing.
I know this Minotaur, Ogre, Rancor looking thing, like
Yeah.
that thing is just rocking them. Is like
Little picky.
I know.
I'm like, all right. So, Bo, thoughts?
This is more my kind of game, I think, than the first two we watched. But I need to see a little bit more. I don't know. I've never played. Is this a new franchise?
No,
I've seen this name before, but
yeah,
I've never played any
they
of
haven't
these.
done one in a while.
It's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to see more. I'd like to see a second trailer. At some point.
Well, technically, this is the second.
Well, second gameplay trailer. I know what you meant. Bo. I got
Thanks,
you, man.
Derek. I appreciate that.
So-
There's some. You can see like some inspiration. I don't know, like the little floating heads there remind me of the floating skulls in Doom.
Oh,
They
I was
come
gonna
and
say
fly
the
at you.
floating eyeballs in God of War 2018.
The
That too.
Minotaur thing, I didn't realize. Like I assume some of this is from Japanese
like the
folklore, and I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that they had like a Minotaur type figure. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I will necessarily play it, especially depending on the combat. That's where it's going to be. If it is, because I've never played the original, but if it is anything Souls-like, because it looks interesting, but if it is Souls-like, I'm out. I
Zach's
can't.
out.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Even though he was excited for Lies of P Overture.
I am excited about that, but I can't deal with that anymore.
It looks like there's more smaller characters than a Souls-like game usually has, right?
True. Usually they've got big, massive characters.
I just mean like the little floating heads and the zombie samurai. Like they usually don't have so much of that in the world. I feel like it's usually kind of boss bat, like the Minotaur, and then you go fight the next Minotaur. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm excited to see more.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'll shed some light on it. But let's move to the next one. Dying Light, the Beast release date set for August with a new gameplay trailer. So let's check it out.
Excited to see this one because I haven't, Who brought the vuvuzelas?
Just all the zombies have a.
What can you tell me about the Baron?
He's a narcissistic sociopath. He's experimenting on humans.
Most
like
usually
lab
are.
rats.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
He knows what the Baron's planning to do with those monsters.
Okay.
He hungry.
Chomp chomp. Okay. Hi.
He got a mace for a hand.
Yeah.
Getting vehicles.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't care how high his walls are or how big his arm
I don't know
is.
if 2 had
That
vehicles.
fucker will pay for what he did to me.
Beep.
All the years he
yeah.
took from me.
Sorry, guys.
All the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do.
Beep. Flamethrower. That's a big boy.
I'm about to say, why are you aiming at the small
Whoa,
fry?
he literally caught it. Did you see that?
No, back that up.
Yeah, we're backing that up. Hold on.
August
All the
22nd.
years he took from me. All the agony.
Like he literally catches like the huge. It's about to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if he's cracked out of his mind. You know what I mean? Because like the
Well-
first one, is this the dude from the first one that's
Yes,
like
they
been
did
infected?
confirm that they did confirm that the main character from the first one is coming back in this one.
Okay, okay, that
and-
explains.
And to your point earlier, Zach, I don't remember either if 2. I think 2 was more focused on the parkour aspect, but 1 I know the DLC introduced like buggies or like vehicles that you could ride. So I think they're just expanding upon this in this game because they're spoiling one of the quick hits is they are treating the beast as Dying Light 3 to a certain aspect. Like I don't know if this is going to be eventually the proper Dying Light 3, but they're treating it as the next entry into the series, which it looks cool, it looks dope, it looks graphically impressive, honestly. Like I think the zombies like details are look a little bit more grotesque and defined than in previous games, especially like the Berserker class, because those just felt like just white with some red blood stains all over them from the first one. But it is intriguing. Like I need to go back and play this series, or at least the first one, because I don't know what I kind of piecemeal know the story like of the character from the first game, but them bringing him back for this entry is very interesting, and I want to see what angle they take.
Yeah. I remember getting the game, starting it, not finishing it, letting Robbie borrow it, and he got obsessed with Dying Light, and then I never played 2.
Yeah.
But Derek, I do have to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get to him.
You got to ask a smug question, aren't you?
Do you think he's a good kisser?
Who knows? I think he gives. I think he's all tongue, but we'll see.
All tongue.
He's French, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Wait. But what did you think about it?
Oh man, it does graphically look very impressive. This is not my kind of game either. I don't do horror games very often. I will not be playing this. I've not played any of the other ones. It's just not for me.
It's not for both.
I don't like being in the dark and playing all that. So no. I've been playing Half-Life Alex in VR for about 8 months now. And I'm still like I don't even think I'm halfway through because I play in such short little bursts. It freaks me out.
Like
Anyway.
I remember playing Fear. Well, no, I did play like literally 5 minutes of Fear and had to stop. But Dying Light, I remember not Dying Light, Dead Space. I remember playing it in college, and I would only play it when it was daylight, and I would
Yes.
open up my blinds and I would have all the lights on, and like I was like, I'm not getting yeah.
But I'm gonna go on record because I remember watching I forced my brother to play it all the time, like Dead Space 1. Best horror atmosphere in a video game during that era.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. Why don't you try it and let us know? Well, Derek is the one that would try it. I'm a married man and Bo's a married man, so Derek would have to be the one that
kisses
tries
the
that.
Frenchman.
Yeah, I'll take one for the team.
Oh, well, going from one zombie game to the next, Resident Evil Requiem has officially been revealed, and we got a trailer. A lot of walking in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of walking through hallways.
I feel like that shot of the article in her glasses is a very Capcom thing to do for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's like, why didn't he slack her? You know what I mean?
Right.
Say, hey, come see me in my
Or
office.
like they have telephones, like just dial her extension.
That's a cubicle.
Not gonna lie, that kind of looked like my desk at work 2 weeks ago before I cleaned it.
This is about the report you asked for yesterday. It'll be ready in 2 days tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel.
She's been there before.
I know. That's where your mother
PTSD kicking in.
That's where her mommy died.
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Great.
Like, that's a crappy boss. I'm gonna just say.
Right. It's like, hey, I'm gonna force you to relive this trauma.
You got a building full of agents. You couldn't send one of them over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of this analyst.
Have you heard of FaceTime?
Right.
You can FaceTime her in.
Stay close. They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Something went boom.
These strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Is that Raccoon City?
Same shit I've seen.
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the police department.
Mr. X is still hunting you.
Ugh.
Oh. Okay.
I love that they kept the crowd
Yeah, like reaction.
in the trailer. Yeah. I'm just saying,
And February 27th.
like, if I was them, I'd also keep the crowd reaction in the trailer. So, Bo, I know you're not a horror game fan, just like you said in the previous trailer. What did you think about Resident Evil 9?
I have played a handful of Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time, but it's more action oriented than it is horror. But I really enjoyed the story. On On the other hand, I bought Resident Evil 2 remake like 3 years ago and never made it all the way through that. I had to play it in short bursts as well. It was too scary. Too scary.
Scary.
I like it. Like my blood pressure goes up, man. I'm like, I'm getting too old for this. Obviously this is mostly cinematic, or maybe the entirely cinematic. So it's hard to have too many thoughts other than you're right. That's a pretty crappy boss sitting in there. But I think they did it, the way they set it up. You don't immediately know that it's Resident Evil, right? So it's kind of cool. That builds some anticipation. So the trailer on that front, I think they did a good job there. Kind of keeping that to the end. In fact, I don't know, her last name sounds familiar.
Ashcraft.
Yeah, I feel like maybe her mom is in one of the other games, maybe, or something. I don't know. That name sounds really familiar. But so that might have been the first giveaway, really, the first real giveaway. But until you see that police station, or at least the crater over the city, I'm not sure that they completely give it away until then.
Right. Because this is set 27 years after, supposedly 27 years after that event, like where they
really
bombed the city. Yeah. I don't know if the year gap is correct, but supposedly that's what I read.
It's been about 27 years since the original one came out, hasn't it? It came out in the 90s, didn't it?
Something like that.
On PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that I noticed in the trailer is like right after, I'll play this for you.
No, 2 days tops.
Put a hold on that for now.
Okay, his voice sounds normal, and then he starts talking about the case, and it starts giving like this echo, kind of like it's like in a bigger cavern.
We found
Is that because she's tuning it out? She gets scared.
Same pathology as the others we've been investigating.
Or whatever it is he mentions triggers it.
Okay.
It happens when he mentions the hotel or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I need your eyes on the crime scene.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
The Renwood Hotel.
So it definitely increases. I just thought that was a cool, like subtle way to like have audio, like that auditory experience, like kick in and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good job, audio designer on there. I loved 7. 7 was great. But
except in VR.
See, I played an hour of 7 and I was like, I can't do this, and I deleted it.
yeah. Except in VR. I got super sick playing 7 in VR. I beat it. And then after that, like I kind of got out of like playing horror games. There was a point in time where I played like several back-to-back like big horror games, like Until Dawn, that Soma, and like several others like right around the same time and everything. But you know, it does look cool, but I don't think I'm going to jump into it. It's not really my thing. But before we get into the Xbox side of things, what did y'all think of SGF as a whole? Kind of like let's give it a grade. A, B, C, D, F.
From just like looking at for me, because after both these showcases aired, I always defer to the IGN everything announced article. That way, I get a rundown of everything. And just from the announcements, and again, this is like everyone is going to have a different grade because different things speak to different people. Mm-hmm. But for me, looking at the games, I'm like, it's a C. Like it had some.
Yeah, I agree, Derek. Absolutely.
It had.
I
don't know what happened to Derek, y'all. See if we can get him back. Well, Bo, while we wait on Derek to reappear, what did you think of SGF?
There wasn't much at SGF that I cared for, honestly. I maybe I'm kind of interested in Mina the Hollower, but just because I like Shovel Knight, and it's Yacht Club Games that made Shovel Knight. They made that game.
Yep.
That's coming out. And that's really their first game since Shovel Knight Dig, which is also pretty
Mhm.
fun if you haven't played Shovel Knight Dig. Other than that, there wasn't much there that really caught my eye
Yeah.
personally. So it just wasn't the show for me. There was a lot more in the PlayStation and Xbox shows that interested me.
Yeah, I felt like this SGF was kind of lackluster. It felt like I'm a fan of indie games and like AA games. Like I'm all down for that, but I felt like it was kind of all over the place. It didn't really land a lot of the punches that it was throwing, essentially.
Yeah.
And I felt like even the presentation, like it was very streamlined and everything, but I felt like even Keeley was kind of slightly out of it. Like he didn't seem as excited. The only thing that like really stood out to me was there was the puppet game, which we're not showing the trailer tonight, but there was like a puppet game that was really weird, but it was also like the most interesting thing that was like shown that was just like kind of off the wall. Do you remember that one?
No.
Yeah, it looked like the Muppets, but like kind of like rated M.
It sounds creepy.
Yeah. But it was like you like our boxing in that and everything. I want to say they also showed that game that Yugi has talked about so many times, like
Mouse.
Yeah, like is it just Mouse? Mouse Detective or
PI,
something? Yeah, something like that. Like,
yeah,
I was glad we finally got a little bit more from that.
Was that in that show?
Yeah, that was in that one.
I know that they showed it in one of the shows, but I didn't think it was in that one. But it might have been.
Now, game of the Derek said that his internet has gone down. His power went out, so he's waiting for it to reboot. So everybody knows where he's at. Day of the Dev. Did you watch any of that?
No. Day of the Dev?
Yeah, so it was right after SGF, and it was more of a look at indie games.
Okay.
And there was one that really kind of stuck out to me, and it was one that it was a totally like African team that was making it, like from Africa, and the whole premise of the game is you're stealing back artifacts.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that and the controversy around it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why was there a controversy around it?
I don't know. I didn't really read into it because I don't care that much, but
yeah,
I did see some of that trailer. Yeah.
Okay. So the
sorry guys,
you're good, bro. The thing that was interesting to me is like all the pieces of art that's in that game are actually like in either museum like collections or private collections and everything. And like you learn about these pieces of art or like artifacts, and then you get to go steal them back, which I guess that's why, might have caused a controversy or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did think it was pretty interesting because they were talking about like this drum that's in the game. It's been like, it's a Kenyan drum, and that it has been, no Kenyan has seen it like for over 100 years. And then like a prince from Kenya finally got to see it like in 2016. And he was the first Kenyan in 100 years to actually see this like ceremonial drum and everything. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like when you really get down to it, it's like how much stuff has been stolen from different places and all of that. I thought it was a cool game, like getting to like do these heists and everything and like plan it out and then try it and then execute it and everything. I thought it was cool.
Am I delayed?
Yep.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I don't know why.
Maybe now. Try talking now.
No, I can see it on my screen.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You can go out and go back, come back. You're
Derek's internet messed me up.
I know.
No, you're good now.
It's all
You're
Derek's
good now.
fault.
Yeah. So Derek, SGF thoughts.
So again, grading it solid C. Like the trailers we watched were obviously the highlight. It did have some good moments, but I think overall it felt like it was trying to either placate to a more of a spread audience or just play it safer this time around rather than, you know, go big and bold like they've done in years past.
Yeah.
I just think Keeley didn't have anything to show. Because PlayStation and Xbox had their own shows, right? On sandwiched, you know, on either side of it.
And I did bring this up to Zach, but then, you know, I was just like, what if it's like, all right, well, like he talked to him, was like, well, what if we have this here? And Xbox is like, well, we already promised to show it our stuff. And, you know, all this kind of that and the other. But again, thinking about it, it's like you have 60 plus partners. And again, I think a lot of it was just going to be like show floor stuff, not like shown at, but it's like when you have 60 plus partners, you should be able to pull extra stuff, you know, if some people don't want to play ball and have trailers at your event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I agree. I think it was a C. There was some cool stuff shown, but it could have been better. There's a TikTok channel called Sketchy Food Reviews, and they have like their scores like A, better than I would, like A, like AYE, and then it's like better than I thought it would be, and C could have been better, and D is like dang, and then F, you can kind of, you know, see where that's going from there. But I would definitely, it could have been better, but I think we're also in a weird time. A console launched literally the day before. PlayStation had theirs, and then Xbox has their own, which we've had that before, but you know, E3 never really had their own like thing, but Jeff Keighley's trying to do his own thing as well, and it's a little bit different than what we've gotten in the past and everything. So, but what would be your score?
I would have like a C minus. I don't know.
Dang. Now it is time to get into the Xbox showcase. This one's I'm excited about. And first up, and I know Nate brought it up earlier, we're now going to watch the ROG Ally X has been announced, and it's coming later this year. Let's check out the trailer.
Godzilla comes out.
It's like this big ominous thing, like it's a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
I did like how they were like molding it.
Right.
It looks so good, y'all. Too bad it's not going to be OLED.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that, actually.
It's cheaper, you know, to start out with. I do like the handles, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Much better than what the Steam Deck is.
Well, listen, I'm going to be honest. I think that this is ugly, but it will be very comfortable. And that's what I care about more. I care more about it being comfortable.
Yeah.
Impulse triggers, okay.
It is an Xbox. You know what this has that Switch 2 doesn't have?
An Xbox button?
Well, that.
RGB around the sticks?
Well.
Windows?
So there's a lot of things it doesn't have.
Yeah. It has a smaller screen, though.
But its sticks aren't going to drift.
True.
You know, Nintendo's being real quiet about the sticks, except that they did announce that they have a free program to fix it if they go out.
I know, but
up front, but they've also said that they have redesigned them to make them more durable. So, but they don't say what that means. So,
well,
I don't know.
somebody went in and like pulled apart their Switch controllers.
I'm sure,
and it was like they were like, yeah, they're pretty much the same thumbsticks as before. So, like these at least have like Halo sticks on them and everything. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and they should have used Hall effect sticks.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hall effect sticks. There we go.
They should have done that, but they didn't. So I'm glad that Xbox did.
Yeah, because Switch didn't want to be a hollow back girl.
Oh my gosh. Why couldn't my internet go out on that moment so I could be spared?
Nate says, I've been wanting a Steam Deck, so I thought this would be great. I didn't realize how expensive the regular ROG Ally was, so I'm sure it will be $700 or $800. Dang, that would be a lot.
Oh, it's definitely there's two models. So the white model is cheaper, but the processor is supposed to be on par with the Steam Deck, the current Steam Deck, right? So, but they're saying it's going to be a 720p machine. That's what Xbox has said. So it's only targeting that with solid frame rates, which is pretty much what the Steam Deck does in a lot of cases with newer games. And I've already listened to a couple of people who know more about this than me saying that it has 16 gigs of RAM, and that's what the Steam Deck has, and that it's going to have the same problems that Steam Deck does with modern games because of that limitations there. This the black model here has a new chip that we haven't seen before in anything. This AMD Z2 Extreme, and it the one that's in the current ROG Ally X is the Z1. So this is the next generation of that. So it should, and it has 24 gigs of memory. 24 gigs of memory there. So it should be pretty performant, more so than the current ROG Ally X. But the current ROG Ally is $900. So it goes on sale sometimes, but the MSRP is $900, and so that's probably what you're looking at here is $900 for that black model, maybe even more. But my one thing is that sometimes console manufacturers will subsidize their console because they make it back up in hardware sales. So maybe they cut a deal somehow where it's cheaper than that. But I think we're really holding our breath if we think it's going to be, because Xbox just raised all their prices on everything.
Yeah.
So I kind of think you're looking at possibly even $1,000 for that black model, and maybe $500 for the white. Honestly, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And at which point the white one, you could argue it's worth it to go ahead and get a Switch 2, because the Switch 2 is $500 and plays in 1080p. Of course, you're not going to be playing PC games, but we've seen what Cyberpunk on Switch 2 can look like and how it can run. So there's some hope there that the Switch 2 can do quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, my suggestion, and it does feel like the white one is the S and the black one is the X version.
Yeah.
Which, hey, stay on brand. You built the brand and everything.
I'm really glad they didn't add the S to the end of that, though. It's a terrible name. I hate the name of this. I think it is so confusing. It's 4 words. Like ROG Xbox Ally X. It's just
Dan makes the jokes. Are they going to come out with an upgraded version called the ROG R? Then get 2 of them, and they're going to be the ROG R.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I agree to Nate's point. I already have a Steam library though, so I'm not buying a Switch 2 to play PC games that are ported. And my suggestion is and this is literally what I did. I went on to Facebook Marketplace. I found somebody, because dude, there's always people selling their Steam Decks.
Yeah.
Find the OLED, and you can get the terabyte version. You know, I got mine for $400, and it was the OLED terabyte, and I'm sitting pretty happy over here. Like, yes, I do love the design. I love the handles. I feel like that's going to be way more ergonomic and everything, but that price is absolutely insane.
Well, that's speculative at this point, but
yeah,
I think we can say pretty safely it's going to be more expensive than the Steam Deck for sure. And I will say this though, what you are getting with this that you don't get with the Steam Deck is that you will be able to play your Steam library with this. It's not going to be locked to the Xbox ecosystem because it has Windows. So you're going to be able to play your Epic
more with Switch too.
Sure, yeah. I'm just that his comment made me remember this.
Yeah.
So if you have a Steam library already, you will be able to play that here, as well as if you got stuff on GOG or on Epic Game Store, you'll be able to play those as well. And you will be able to dock this and run Windows and use it as a PC if you want to do that. That's something you could do. So you are getting more here than just a console, even though that's clearly what they meant for it to be used as.
Yeah, it just feels like it looks great. I'm really excited to see like benchmark test and what it can do.
I believe that you can also, if you dock it, I believe they said you can add an external GPU to it to get more performance. I believe I saw that. You might want to double check me on that, but I think that's right.
Bo knows his handhelds, y'all.
Yeah.
If you don't know that yet. So to answer your question, so for Game Pass, does it do xCloud? I'm assuming you're talking about the Steam Deck, and yes, that is exactly what I do. I literally have just xCloud. Like it's called XPlay on. You get it on Steam. And then you can literally just look this up on YouTube, and then you just log into your Xbox account and you just stream onto your Steam Deck. And dude, I've been playing Clair Obscura, Expedition 33. I've played South of Midnight. I've played Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle on there. I've played a ton of stuff on the Steam Deck just doing cloud. But yeah, so he was external
there it is.
card. Yeah, from Linus. Yeah. So I'm excited for it, but there's something I'm even more excited about because it's not going to cost us $900, and that is our next game. There are no ghosts at the ground reveals vibrant new world coming to PC and consoles in 2026. And I will get the video. Where's the video? Whoa. I'm finding it, y'all. I'm finding it. Where's it at? There we go. Oh, you gotta be flipping kidding me. All right, here we go. We're almost. Oh, there it is. Cool. Here we go.
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father, but he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the Grand.
Okay.
A hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Okay. It's almost like Power Wash Simulator.
Yep.
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good
I
man,
need that.
Like he was.
Yeah.
Book gun.
For your cubicle.
Yeah.
They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking back. Don't make the same mistake
Okay.
your father made. In this place, the only one you can really trust is me.
Talking cat.
Okay.
I like it. I like that kitty cat. It's giving me like so many different types of games, but it definitely feels Ghostbuster.
Yeah, it feels like Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters
That's what I was
means We Happy
thinking.
Few.
Sort of, yeah.
I was thinking Ghostbusters and South of Midnight a little bit, actually.
That too,
The
actually.
art style.
Yeah. I'm jamming with the song. There's
Same.
doing going on. Derek, since this is your first time through this trailer, thoughts?
Yeah. It's very unique and interesting. Like I feel like this is like a very original like game or like mashup of different genres, like the whole musical aspect with it, with like the renovation, like Power Wash Simulator, with like, oh, there's ghosts, and the more you look into it, like there's more supernatural stuff, which I feel like will lead to what did it say, his grandfather or his uncles or his father's passing. I feel like that'll play into that'll play a big part in like what happened to his father. But it is interesting, like the whole mystery behind like the hotel, the village, it looks like. So it definitely has me intrigued. I'd like to know how much more of a, because it does say, I did like read a brief synopsis, is like it's also include like some musical genre parts. I'm like, how much will that play a part in it?
Yeah, because we kind of got like, it was like reggae kind of feel to the music and everything. Bo, thoughts?
I think it's hilarious that he just kicked that door open to that closed business. It's just like, I'm going to go in here now.
All right.
Hey, he fixed it
I'm
up.
going to pick all your books up and then break open your front door. Yeah, I don't know. This is it's very interesting because there's a lot of different locations going on here, and you kind of makes you wonder what's going on in this little town. Why is the priest so buff? I don't know.
That's a really good question. Like, what does he have to fight off?
He's right there in the front. Like, so there's your main cast right there, I guess, that you're going to be interacting with, I would assume. Is those 6 or 7 characters there. I don't know. The weapon's really interesting. That I wonder how much music plays a part. You said that music plays a part in it?
Well, it's like,
because my first thought was, is this just one song? We just get the song for the trailer, or is it? He's jacked, right? That right there looks like a street in Disney World or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even look like a real street.
His biceps are like bulging over here, and he's got
Hey man, as a priest, you got to lay hands sometimes.
He's one of those cool priests. He's wearing black jeans instead of black. Anyway, I think it looks cool. It does give huge Ghostbuster vibes to me. Even like one of those recent Ghostbusters games had an art style very similar to this. I can't remember what it was called.
That's true.
So, and like that door opening right there looks Ghostbusters quite a bit. So yeah, this could be really cool.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most surprising things that was shown, that I was like, oh wow, this is really cool, because it has so many, it's very genre bending, and I'm excited for it because you do get this cast of characters. You are getting British humor in here, so it is going to be kind of tongue-in-cheek and just you know, if you like Shaun of the Dead or, you know, that sort of deal, I feel like we're going to be getting some of that in this game.
The shooting the books, that's what makes it feel like Ghostbusters so much, I think.
Yeah.
Next year, huh?
Next year. Dan says the town is a portal to Cthulhu.
Oh boy.
Maybe we were getting like tentacles like popping out here. See? Cthulhu right there, you know. Speaking of we'll find out next year. Speaking of Cthulhu, Beast of Reincarnation is a Game Freak game coming to PC and console in 2026. Apparently,
Main reason I added this is if that name sounds familiar, this is the people who do the Pokemon games. So them
that is
branching
crazy because this looks so much better than anything that Pokemon's put out in years. I'm actually excited about this one.
Well, when you actually have time to work on your game instead of just spitting it out,
right?
You know,
those Scarlet and Violet.
Looking at you, Nintendo, you're the problem. All right, here we go.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。
Oh, okay.
輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕む。
Giving me Princess Mononoke kind of vibes. Even's got the white foxes. Ooh, that's dope.
Okay.
I wonder if this is going to be like Wild Hearts.
Maybe.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm more excited about this than anything else that I've seen that I didn't already know about. I think.
西暦4026年。
4026.
滅亡を待つのみ。
Okay.
封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
I think it looks dope.
I'll be honest. I missed like majority of this when I was watching.
Yeah.
Originally. So I'm like, okay, this speaks to me way more than the glimpses I got. I was like, this isn't for me. Like the verticality that they've got within like the combat and everything. I'm like, again, this is Game Freak, everybody.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand, but I'm happy for them because this looks awesome.
Correct. Like I'm glad they're finally getting to branch out and do some stuff that they actually want. Not saying that they don't want to do Pokemon games, but get some different blood flowing out there, like more creativity. And I think this is going to be a major hit for them.
Oh yeah,
well, Pokemon makes them plenty of money, so
for sure.
I'm sure they don't want to stop making Pokemon games. But
no.
Hopefully, this was fun for them.
Yeah, getting to stretch your creative legs, you know, I think is going to help Pokemon as well because it's like, oh, we can do this. We can go. Like, can you imagine we got a Pokemon game that looked and played this well? Like, yeah, the combat would be different, but dude, it would be amazing instead of just another iteration of the same thing that we've seen.
Right, for sure.
Well, even if it just looked this good and it was the same time kind of gameplay, people would lose their minds. I mean, it would be amazing. Was this made in Unreal Engine? Does it look like Unreal Engine to you?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm going to look it up. See if they said.
Wait, watch. It'll be, you know, it's in the, what was the dice, like what was there? Frostbite.
Yeah, Frostbite, yeah.
Yeah. Made in the Frostbite engine.
No. Let's go with Ubisoft's the Snowdrop engine. That's what everything's made of at Ubisoft.
No, it's made in the Slip Space engine.
Oh god.
All the Halo people are like, not again. Not again. I know that's definitely like if someone said, oh, it's the
Lord.
Oh my gosh. So I'm excited for it, you know, getting to see more of it. Seeing like when the Game Freak logo popped up, I was like, what? I was like, what's going on here? I was like,
bringing Pokemon to the Xbox?
Yeah.
It was built in Unreal Engine by a special in-house team at Game Freak.
Wow.
I
Good
like
for
it.
them.
Proud of you, Game Freak. You bunch of freaks. Aphelion is a chilling space adventure from Don't Nod. This is from the Banishers team. So let's check it out.
Mayday! Mayday! Hold one to mission control. We're falling.
Mad.
The ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now. Thomas, come in.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world to save mankind, and I'll always love you for that.
No.
I was really thinking, is this that song?
Yeah. Does look great.
It does.
Like their environments, like they are starting to eat with their games. Like Banishers looked really cool, but this looks on another level. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
Sure about that? He just looks like a Bethesda character.
Right.
Like his character model does not look great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she looks at least a little bit better, but like he's giving me like Skyrim character over here. I'm hating on this dude, but y'all see what I mean? Like it just looks like Bethesda character, like right there, just like
Is that supposed to be Thomas?
I
Is that
guess
who
so.
she's looking for?
Yeah. You know.
Her suit looks like if NASA made an X-wing fighter pilot suit.
Yeah.
So, what do y'all think the gameplay is going to be? Do you think there's going to be combat? Like I saw a lot of like exploration.
It's like platforming.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it looks like. They didn't show any combat, but then at the end, it kind of makes you think there's going to be with whatever's behind that door or whatever.
Whatever that creature is that Thomas finds. So
Tommy boy.
I'm about to say, I think combat will be part of it, but I think this platforming exploration will be the focal point of the game, if in my honest opinion.
Yeah, it does look like the animations look really good. The environment looks really good.
For sure.
But all of like, I don't know. I need to see more about with the game, more of the gameplay to make a real opinion, or if I want to play it. I'm not sure.
I wonder if the name Aphelion, you got to imagine, is that the name of is that the name of the ship they're on, or is that the name of the planet they land on?
I think it's the planet, right?
Or is it the mission?
Oh, Project Aphelion?
Yeah. And then they've got, I was going to go with something with Aphelion, but I couldn't come up with it. So anyway,
it's got like some of this. It looks a lot
Nathan
like
Aphelion.
the the Tomb Raider series, the reboot.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Especially with the part where she's climbing up and dodging debris.
Yeah. It looks a lot like that. So I don't. But do we really want a whole game that's just like that? I don't know. I don't know if I do, but I'll see more, I guess.
But right, and I mean, like I never played Banishers, but you know, Don't Nod is big on their storytelling, their character relationships. So I feel like this will be more of like a narrative focus with a threat, you know, obviously looming. But I don't know. I feel like that's why I'm saying like the platforming exploration will be a bigger part, just because it's about that storytelling that Don't Nod is known for. So
Yeah.
But again, if this is the Banishers team, it could be a whole different thing, because Banishers was more action oriented. Like, yeah, they had the two character relationships, you know, that we would see throughout the trailers, but it was more action oriented than Don't Nod's other properties have been.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting, because if she's all alone, it's like, how can they push like the decision making? Because Don't Nod, like being tied with like the Life is Strange kind of universe and everything, has been more, you know, decision making and all of that. But Banishers, like you were saying, kind of shifted the mold. There was still that decision making, but there was combat. There was more of that side of thing. But you kind of look at this planet, and we've got, like, you know, these crags and all of that, but then you've got these crazy storms, and you even see it earlier in the trailer, like this storm is rolling in. So I'm wondering if the environmental threat is going to be kind of one of the things that push you along. But at that, it's like that only goes so far. You'll get tired of like having to like, oh, another storm. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Is this going to hold up, you know, over a course of a whole game? Just if it's just the platforming and the climbing and the dodging, that's what concerns me about it a little bit.
Yeah,
there needs to be something more than that. I think
maybe it's a 6-hour game.
It could be.
You know,
short. Yeah.
And if it's a shorter game, because Banishers like came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah, like
at
20,
this point.
22, 23. No, I think it was 23.
So it's like a shorter game, really compact, you know, just bursting at the seams with goodness. Like, I would definitely be down for. But
what was that game that came out a couple of years ago, Zach, that it was on Game Pass for a while? It was, you just climbed towers. It was like Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Jusant.
Yeah.
That game surprised me. I thought there's no way that this would be fun.
Yep.
And it pulled it off, I thought, pretty well. So, but it was shorter, you know, but you were pretty much just climbing the whole time.
Yep.
So this could surprise me too.
Yeah.
Especially if the story's good.
Yeah. Only time will tell. Ninja Gaiden 4 slices into players with an October release date. Let's check it out.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself. It's my mission. It's my duty as a ranger.
Dang, bruh.
Man. Okay.
Dark Dragon 3 has its consequences.
It's definitely given that old school kind of hack and slash, but there's like a real nice fluidity to it.
Oh, for sure.
It's Platinum Games, and
There's something I need your help with.
Platinum's combat has been really good.
Throwing them ninja stars.
Shadow Clone Jutsu. And then we get the weird.
so
of course.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
see,
What?
all right. I just don't like that there's a new character. I like Ryu. I just want to play as Ryu, but they're gonna make you play as both of them, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what's going on, but I guess that's fine. The combat looks really great. The remaster, I'm not really sure how to categorize it, of Ninja Gaiden 2,
Gaiden 2
Black was awesome. Just super good. I highly recommend playing that if you have Game Pass, especially. Or even if you don't, it's just good. But this looks like, this was made now, with it's not just a remaster. It looks really good.
The hammer, like, it's reminding me of something else. I feel like it's an anime thing where like the hammer like has like an engine on the back to give like more oomph to it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's
Are you thinking of
Reinhardt?
Yeah, Reinhardt from Overwatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, but it looks cooler here.
I usually don't like hammers, but this one, because they're usually slow, but this one looks pretty fast, so I might like this one. I don't know.
So
yeah,
the shark with the person's face, the ghost face.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other thoughts on Ninja Gaiden before we move to our next one?
I guess I don't remember from the reveal that it was coming this year, and the fact that it's coming October is huge.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah,
it's going to be the month of ninjas because we get Ghost of Yotei at the beginning, and then this at the end of the month.
They shadow dropped to Black remake
at
that event and announced that this was coming in the fall or in October, maybe. I can't remember this year. So they were using 2 to get people hyped up for this, but it looks like Ninja Gaiden, made by with Platinum Games thrown in.
Yep.
Because it's got their own little flair on it, and that's exactly what it looks like through and through to me.
Yeah,
like almost like you could guess if you didn't know, like this was Team Ninja and Platinum had a baby. This is it.
Next up, we have this was kind of surprising because we love A Plague Tale. It's such a great franchise. Was not expecting this. Resident A Plague Tale Legacy has been revealed and is coming in 2026. World premiere.
Hugo. Okay.
Like the glowing rope makes it feel like it's
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So we're getting like way more combat, it looks like, this time around. Oh, we're getting a little bit of the... Because that's like the plague kind of look that you would see. But this chain means there's something there that's...
Oh.
Another Minotaur. So, is this still set in France?
Well, you saw like the boats in like Venice, so I think it's going to be like different countries. Maybe like I know Italy, maybe, and like you see like the gladiators, so maybe some of Rome.
Yeah.
So I feel like this will be more based in Italy than anything else. But this is a prequel. This is more focused on the origin of the plague, from what I
It's
read.
a prequel?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was another sequel, like a spin-off sequel.
No, it's in the universe, but what I read, I believe it said it was a prequel, and like I said, the main focus, like, yeah, it's going to be different cast of characters, but this is going to be like not necessarily the origin of the plague, but like I guess like how the plague came about.
Well, if this is like Rome and everything, that would make sense because the first 2 games are in like the Dark Ages, medieval times. So, yeah. Dude, I'm excited. I love Plague Tale, and I'm getting more is going to be so awesome.
Yeah. And the fact that it's coming next year, because, well, and it's not that, I thought about it because Requiem came out the same year during Ragnarok. So it came out 2022. Yep. So it'll be about 4 years. So it's about a good distance between Requiem and this. Yeah.
Which, if you haven't played any of the Plague Tale games, you definitely need to. They're amazing. Requiem is so good. Highly, highly suggest them. Bo, any thoughts before we move to our next game?
Nope, I'm good.
Cool. All right. Keeper is Double Fine's next game. It's an otherworldly, what do you expect? Otherworldly game with a walking lighthouse. Get it? Lighthouse keeper, Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay.
This looks like something Tim Burton would make.
Right.
I definitely feel like Double Fine is the Tim Burton of
for sure
video games.
I mean, that's not evidenced by Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So I'm wondering how much the bird, like, you get to control the bird.
Yeah, and if there's going to be co-op.
Yeah.
Okay. Over 17.
So
Play it
essentially,
day one with Game Pass.
It's Banjo-Kazooie.
So the thing that this trailer does not communicate to me is what is the plot here. I don't understand why I should care about this lighthouse.
Because it's sentient.
I'll say, and this is Double Fine written all over it, because I mean, it's weird. It's like an acid trip, it's just the up in the wheelhouse. And I'm glad I did call this out last week in our episode, like when we're talking about our hopes and dreams, like it's time for Double Fine to show what they're working on, and it's coming this year, because I thought about it. Psychonauts 2 came out in 2021, so like it's been more than enough time to they've made the game, and it's coming out this fall, like October. Again, another October game. October's going to be stacked, and we don't even have GTA 6.
Yeah. I don't really know what the full gameplay loop is. Like I said, it does kind of remind me of like Banjo-Kazooie, where you've got like the bigger creature and then you've got the bird. So I don't know. I would like to know what the story is, like Bo was saying and everything. Dan says the lighthouse lost its original home and is now looking for a new one. Maybe. I don't know. Let's jump.
It just like gets up and starts to walk away. Like that's all we know. Like
it's finding a new home for all the displaced lighthouses.
Maybe. Maybe it's trying to bring the light to the world.
And why does this bird care about it? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe they've been friends. I don't know. The lighthouse is trying to find water to steer boats away. Maybe. Maybe the lighthouse is just thirsty. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC, The Order of the Giants, whips into September. And Derek, I have to apologize. I told you there's no way that we're getting an Indiana Jones DLC last week, and here we are. Here we are. I'm owning up to it because as soon as they announced it, I was like, hey, Derek was actually right for once.
Every dog has their day.
Yeah, he should have bet on that one. All right, let's check it out.
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
Well, good luck. I need to go back and finish this. I've been really enjoying it.
This is where it starts. Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find a secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret.
Oh.
They worshipped the giants.
Kalimar.
Right. Number 4th.
Indiana Jones and the Search for High A Flat. Bo, thoughts?
Yes. So weirdly, I have been researching and studying lately
the Nephilim,
giants in the Bible, not just the Nephilim, but others. And so it was weird that this is what the DLC was about, because it's like, well, that's hitting really close to home right now. But I'm kind of with you. I need to go back and finish the main game because it's really good. And I just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm just old and busy, but I don't finish a lot of games anymore. I just don't have time because the next ones come out and then you're like, I want to check that out now. So
Right.
but I do want to go back and finish this one, and then I kind of want to check out this DLC. I do still think that the game would work exceptionally well in VR, and I hope that someday somebody will port it over to VR because you use your hands so much in this game. Yeah, you're grabbing and turning just about everything.
Yeah.
In this game, it would work really well in VR, but that's neither here nor there. It looks great. I think it looks great.
Derek?
No, I'll say I'm glad that, I'm glad they're doing DLC for this. They're continuing it, like the accolades the game has accrued. And I'm thinking, man, it just came out earlier this year. We're already getting DLC, but it came out originally in December. So it's been about it came earlier this year to PlayStation. So it's been about enough time to develop a DLC, and I'm just glad that we're getting more Indiana Jones. Like both of y'all have said, this has been a great game. It's been a fun game. It's kind of revived the Indiana Jones IP in this way, because I know the last couple movies they put out have been garbage. So this is continuing this in this fashion is just great, and it's a testament to what Machine Games has done with the IP.
Yeah, the game has done more for the IP than Disney has.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of hilarious when they're that mega corporation. Can't wait to play it. It looks great. I'm excited for it. And like Bo said, definitely need to go back and finish the original one, the original part of the game and everything. But let's move on to our next one. And this one kind of tricked me. I was not expecting it. And when I saw the actor, I was like, oh, you're from Gilmore Girls and Heroes. And I was very excited. And then got to actually find out what it is. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 officially announced as this year's game, which I was surprised that we're getting 2 Black Ops back to back.
Right. Same.
So let's check out the trailer.
Welcome to the guild.
Because I was thinking Starfield.
Right.
Please, follow
It does
me.
look a lot like that bot.
Yep.
You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of
Man,
that
it looks so
mission
much
in
like him.
action. Let
Yeah.
me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems.
I love that it's like, hey, I'm going to give you a keynote
Instead of
speech here.
redefining
Instead of like,
The guild
hey, how
is
are you doing?
safeguarding
You know,
tomorrow now. We are pioneering the future.
it's like we've got
of
AI.
protection
We at least could, like, you know, personalize this a little bit.
Reshaping the future of technology on a global scale. I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild.
Like when I saw this, I was like Alan Wake, like what's
Right.
going on here? Like, and then it was like Nolan, Christopher Nolan, like
Right.
I was super excited. Not even gonna lie. Like even this, like definitely feels like maybe it's that other game that
Control.
Yeah, Control. Maybe this is Control 2 or something.
Which they are making, right?
Yeah.
Fear is a powerful thing.
That's true.
Face.
And then when they hit this, I was like, no!
Zombies.
Like at this point, you know, we're always like we're just unfortunately in a cycle that until Call of Duty doesn't make money, we're going to be getting one every year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know,
But I do like how, and again, I can't remember past trailers, especially Black Ops 6 reveal trailer. But it seems like, because you know you brought up earlier, it's like we're getting two Black Ops back to back, and the last time we kind of got that, or like a rushed Black Ops game, it was multiplayer only, and I was just thinking, oh, this is going to be a multiplayer only entry, and it's got a story attached to it, and I feel like whether it's good or not is going to be, you know, we'll find out at launch, because I can't remember how. I think 6's campaign was pretty decently received, but
Yep.
it seems like they are at least trying to care about the story this going forward, whether that's Xbox's influence or just Activision trying to make a conscious effort to, you know, it's like, hey, if we're going to invest money into a campaign, let's at least make it worthwhile. So I don't know. Like, you know, I haven't played Call of Duty in years, But Zach, you going through like your emotions watching this trailer is a testament, I think, to like, yes, we got, you got bamboozled to an extent, but I think that's just a testament to what they're trying to do or like set the stage for the campaign of this game.
Yeah. It's just like Call of Duty has become very formulaic. It's like, oh, the ears ringing, and you're like, slow goes like boom, 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 boom.
Bust the door open, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's like how can you bring something fresh to it? And it's like, what is all of this? Like, is this just cerebral stuff that
are we in the Matrix at this,
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I love Black Ops 1 because of the cerebral, and Black Ops 2 because it's like that carried that on. But it's like, are we getting that in this? Or is it just, here's the trailer, and now here's a mediocre, campaign, mediocre to okay, know?
Yeah, unfortunately, the trailer is probably the best part of this game.
Probably. Watch, like, we're in awe of what they did with the trailer, and then when the game comes out, it just falls flat.
But it's supposed to be set like quite a bit further in the future. Is it not?
Yeah.
Because we talked about, what was it, a couple weeks ago? Like the rumor around this year's COD was they're going to bring back the wall running mechanic stuff. So that's going to be more futuristic.
Like from Titanfall?
Well, they did the wall running stuff in like when Call of Duty was like, when they were big on their future tech stuff. So yeah.
I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I haven't for years, so I don't know. It looks like Zombies is coming back though. I just saw a trailer. So AWE, which is a augmented reality conference, VR conference, just happened this week, and there's a company bringing a new VR treadmill to the market. I don't know if you guys have seen those before, but you like stand in that little dish and you run inside of it and you can spin around. And but this one works differently, and I think it actually looks really cool the way that it works. So it's a new idea, but the way that they were marketing it was not just for gaming, but for training and for rescue missions, controlling bots. And so when that bot shows up at the beginning of this, I was like, oh, they're going to stick him in one of these simulators and the bot's going to go in and rescue people. That's what I thought was happening at first, but that was not what was happening at all. But it could be like, what if you're not playing as him, but you're playing as him controlling these guild bots, and that plays into the story somehow. I don't know.
We'll see.
We've got 2 more trailers, everybody. We hope that you've been enjoying our coverage of SGF and Xbox's showcase. The last 2, especially the second to last, I'm super excited about. We got to see this in 2023, and what's crazy, I made a short back in the day on this, and since we got a new trailer, people are like coming to the short, they're chatting and everything, and they're like, oh, like saying stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, like this video is like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So let's check out Clockwork Revolution. I'm stoked for this one.
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine, because they swoop their filth down to us.
Oh, that looks cool. The tango.
Here's to playing in the mud. Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
So excited.
This is gonna be BioShock Infinite vibes.
Yep.
Fucking rust. It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for what
The knob.
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick.
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
They were,
Trust your instincts, sir.
tall,
Yes, sir.
built rather slim, well, muscular. Mm-hmm. Was very quick.
I love like the
mustache.
customization here.
Yeah.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time.
Hey.
Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Get away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I say I'm touchy.
Oh, okay.
Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round
That's
here,
rude.
it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no!
I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack. I'll leave you with a
Bleep.
pissing bed of peaches.
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order, they keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed.
This got me excited right here.
Oh, wow. Dope.
Let's go and end a few arguments.
Oh, that's
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future. And let me tell ya, the hunters don't like it when the rabbits got the gun.
That looks so cool.
Does. Holy cow.
Dang.
Okay.
Now let me alone and piss off.
Player D1 with
So, with all of that,
Mm-hmm.
Derek, what are your thoughts?
Dude, this game is now on my radar. Like I know like the premise, like we got the initial reveal trailer, like looked really promising, but seeing all this gameplay, it's definitely different from what In Exile has done because they're known like for the Wasteland, like Pillars of Eternity, like that top-down, turn-based RTS style of gameplay. Like they've had the, you can see some of the layers in there with the dialogue options because they do have that as well with the choices. I know like some of the characters dying has an effect on like how your team goes forward, but this seems like a marriage of BioShock Infinite with the time period and then Deathloop with like the rewind and like, oh, let's try again type thing. So
Yeah.
like the gameplay is unique, like again, it's different than what an Exile has done before. And this is, I guess, with Xbox's money budget, like this is what they can produce. And if they can stick the landing, like with the story, like if the gameplay loop is, continues to be what we're seeing, because this was like a 5-minute trailer that we just watched. So I feel like they feel pretty confident in the gameplay they've done, the game they're creating. So, and again, with this one, like, yeah, coming in due time, but you got to figure maybe this is like late 26, early 27, because you got to think it's within the coming years.
Yeah.
But this looks so unique for what an Exile has done before. It looks really, it hits the right notes for me in terms of gameplay loop, like the gun customization, all that kind of stuff. So I will definitely be checking this game out when it launches. This is like my new South of Midnight.
Bo?
I would be shocked if this didn't come out till 2027. It looks finished. They got so much of this dialogue done. Looks like they've got mechanics and all the stuff figured out. So I don't know why they would wait that long to put this out. Unless there's
true, but I think because Phil Spencer came out and said, hey, we're going to have Fable, Forza, Gears E-Day, and then possibly something Halo related next year. So I think they don't want to overload themselves and give their games enough time to breathe. Because you look at it like Indiana Jones was late last year. Avowed was beginning of this year. South of Midnight was a couple months ago. Doom: The Dark Ages was last month. And then like they're kind of giving that space in between to their next project. So I feel like they want to have a stacked year, but they don't want to. I feel like they want to wait because, again, everyone marches to the beat of their own drum. But with GTA 6 presumably looming next summer, they want to be careful about where they put some of these bigger IPs and not shoehorn themselves with a game like this that looks very promising, but a new IP in place of being cannibalized by something bigger.
See, that I would put this in February, but and they do have DLC for Indiana Jones in September. They got Ninja Gaiden and the other game in October, whatever it was. I'm blanking now. And then Call of Duty in November, I'm assuming. I think that's what it was. So they could do December. I mean, they did Indiana Jones in December last year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why the bad guys always congregate around red barrels. That seems to be a common theme in gaming. There's some funny parts in here. There's a funny part right there. That's pretty funny. And it seems like you can manipulate time on individual objects and not the entire world. And that I don't know how that works scientifically. I don't know how time travel works scientifically anyway, but that seems odd to me, but could be really cool. And I mean, it does look really cool. The weapon customization looks really cool as well. But I think the time manipulation mechanic is what sells you on the game here. I think that's what's going to make or break the game. If that works the way it looks like it's going to work, then I think this will be really cool.
Like the time manipulation reminds me a lot of Singularity. Like Singularity was definitely like a little bit more creepy in some things where you're going through this like Soviet place and all of that. But it was more like individualized pieces, like something that's degraded. You can put it back together when it's new, or you can make something old or whatever, or slow something down. This one seems a little bit more that you can affect, but I think,
well, you're trying to rewrite history completely, right? But you're using, this looks like you're trying to make your world better, right? That's the end goal, is to get rid of these people that are ruling over.
Correct, because they're trying to change time for their benefit, and your group's tasked with not only on doing that, but pretty much making it for the better.
Well, and my thing is, like, you look at their time machine or whatever, and it's huge.
Right.
So it being able to change like wide sweeping things makes a lot of sense, but yours is literally like on your hand. So it's going to have a lot smaller like area of effect essentially than like this wide sweeping thing.
Do you think that you'll like change a bunch of stuff, and the next morning you'll wake up and they'll have reset it all or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
You brought up
I don't
Deathloop.
know.
That's kind of like Deathloop, right? Where
Yeah,
things kind of reset when you die.
It looks cool. I'm stoked for it. I can't wait to get a date because I feel like I've got enough in this game now that
Correct.
I don't really want to see more.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm at the point where it's like, all right, I'm good. Just give me the game. Hopefully early 2026 we'll get this. I don't think we're going to get this in 2027. They wouldn't have showed this much of the game if it was going to be that late. They would have, because we saw it in 2023.
Yeah.
And we saw a good chunk of it then, not as long, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this one. Last trailer of the night, everybody. The Outer Worlds 2 release date is set for October, and I'm sure we'll get one more trailer, but let's check this one out.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You think I care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies. So, you see why this menace must be wiped from the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism.
Oh, because that always works.
Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory.
Stitch.
Right.
I'm yearning and yearning for you. My heart has read every last bit of my way, every last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you.
Death Star?
Right.
That looked like Batman's like
Right, like the explosive gun, gel gun.
The cost may be high.
Oh, okay.
One day, I know you'll be mine. Someday, perhaps I'll own two. For now, I'll take one that's brand new.
Okay. Oh, that's dope. The atomizer, essentially.
It's like plasma. It's a ball of plasma.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism. Celebrate the beauty of capitalism by pre-ordering today.
Capitalism.
All right, it looks great. I didn't get to this. I haven't watched this trailer actually. But it looks like a ton of fun. I enjoyed the pretty sizable chunk that I played of Outer Worlds 1. And I feel like this is just making what was great about Outer Worlds 1 even better, and what could have been improved, I'm seeing is improved. It doesn't feel as procedurally generated because there were some sections that felt like, oh, okay, this is, you know, procedurally generated or whatever. But it looks great. Bo?
I did finish the Outer Worlds, the first one. And I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. The thing that I think that it got really right was that the choices that you made really did affect the story and affect the people that you interacted with. And I'm I I'm not getting that as much from this trailer. So I don't know if like I hope that's a part of it. They do show that storefront changes. Some I don't know. I don't know how much your choices are going to affect this game. It doesn't really tell me that. So I would like to know more about that specifically. The weapons look really cool. I
feel
also go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like this trailer was more of like, let's shock and awe instead of trying to tell a story and like impact. It's just like, hey, here's all the shiny stuff.
I'll be honest. I don't remember how the first game ends exactly. So I'm also having a hard time connecting the two. I don't know that this looks like it doesn't look like the same character to me. Like this is a different story or a different section or something else going on somewhere else while you're playing the first game or something. Like it doesn't seem like they're connected as much as I wish that they were. But I don't remember the end, so I can't remember if you even survive at the end. I don't know. I don't remember what happens. The art style looks very much like it. Just it's a little bit better graphically.
So I was gonna say it does look impressive. Like I think we got like to your point, Zach. We think they wanted to have more like of what the gameplay was going to be, the gameplay loop was going to be like more than the story. And like you said, they did have a direct like after the showcase, so they probably showed more and talked about more there. But I think they just wanted to show the trailer and get the release date out there so that way people can know how the fall is going to be planned. Which again, October super stacked. It looks like just from the 16 trailers, like I think we saw probably like 4 or 5 games that are slated for October. So it's like, I mean,
I don't know why they do that.
I holiday rush just because people are looking for stuff to buy for Johnny and Susie for Christmas, and just looking for stuff to play. And
but they did it this spring too. They had all those games back to back to back. It's like, why don't you just spread these out a little bit? Like, what's coming out in June? What's coming out in July? I didn't see anything in those months.
We don't do that.
August. What's going on in August?
People travel. They don't play games. They travel in June and July.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I know.
We stack quarter 2 and quarter 4.
Exactly. Because investments.
Yeah. So that is all the trailers. I did want to hit one comment. Nate says, Halo related? Is the Wolf Pack coming out of retirement? If we get Halo next year, the Wolf Pack's back. Ow!
So supposedly the rumor is they're going to do a Halo Combat Evolved remaster because it's the 25th anniversary, which they technically already did when they did the Master Chief Collection. But then, but also we're getting a Gears of War Reloaded after they just did the Ultimate Edition as well. So
yeah.
Which, by the way, Zach, I don't know if you saw my message.
I did.
Okay. For those of you, for the masses out here, if you bought, check your Xbox messages because I checked it. Apparently, they sent it out yesterday. If you bought the digital version of Ultimate Edition, they will send you a code to get Reloaded for free.
See, I'm pretty sure I got Ultimate physically.
Yeah.
So, but it's coming on Game Pass, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And I'll say it's a moot point. It's just like if you already own it, I guess, kudos, you can own Reloaded, but
yeah. Well, that is our show tonight. Thank you for all coming and hanging out with us. I know it was a longer one. Bo, thank you for coming and being a part of this, chatting all about the games. I know you're looking a little sleepy over there.
Because I'm looking
we passed
down.
his bedtime.
I'm looking down at the.
Yeah, I was like, Bo's getting sleepy, y'all. No, Bo stays up till like he's like a vampire.
Yeah, I'm a night owl. Yeah,
he's Nosferatu, that movie, I
don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Bo, tell everybody where they can find you and what you're up to on your channel.
You can find me at Bo Knows Gaming on YouTube and on X, and I post there pretty often on X. And but I don't know. I need to come up with a video for like the weekend, and I don't have one planned yet. I might be recording one after this. Actually, I've got a couple of ideas, but we'll see. And I have a podcast on Monday nights, and I've got one coming up this Monday night at 8:45 Eastern time PM. You fellas are definitely welcome to join if you'd like to. Yeah, that's what I got coming up.
Guys, go check out Bode Knows Gaming and The Save State every other Monday. It's a great show, tons of great conversation. So go show some love there. But everybody, thank you for being here. Make sure to come and check us out. Next week, we're going to be playing some more Blueprints. Really been enjoying that. And there's a lot of great stuff coming your way with gaming and everything. But this has been Zach,
Derek,
and Bo.
Y'all have a blessed week. Bye-bye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.